Hello and welcome to the Rocket Sports Report. As always, I'm Cody Nespor, the Editor-in-Chief of the Rocket.
And I'm Assistant Sports Editor Steve Cukovich.
This week on the show, we have highlights from the men's soccer game from Friday against Millersville. We'll talk about the football team's loss to IUP over the weekend, and we have special guest Raye from the football team who'll talk about his start to the season. But first, the football game. Number 9 ranked Slippery Rock hosted number 3 ranked IUP in a matchup of top 10 teams this past homecoming weekend. The Rock ended up losing 34-17 to a really good IUP team, and we'll discuss how that's going to affect the rest of the season. Basically, losing to a top 10 team is not the worst thing in the world. Slippery Rock does move out of the top 10. They end up 17th overall. So, Steve, what do you think went wrong for the team on Saturday?
First off, I'd say it would be the missed tackles. Unfortunately, there was a bunch of those, and also the Rock surrendered 384 yards on the ground, and the Rock was only able to muster 66 yards themselves, which is pretty low. The pass attempts, the Rock attempted 44 compared to IUP's 28, while the Rock outdid IUP 316 to 225, and Tanner Gary threw 2 interceptions towards the end of the game.
I think the most telling stat here is what Lenny Williams, the IUP quarterback, did. He completed 23 of the aforementioned 28 passes. He was not sacked and only threw 1 interception. When your quarterback can be that efficient, you can keep him clean and off the ground, and you can run the ball like IUP ran the ball. It would have been hard for IUP to lose that game. I think the Slippery Rock defense really did kind of let them down. But the offense started to sputter after scoring 10 quick points. They didn't score again until, I think, the 4th quarter. So if you have a lead, it doesn't do any good if you can't keep it and if you can't build on it.
Yeah, and they had a chance to go up 12-0 actually early, and they had a chance to get a safety in the end zone, but Samir Bullock ran 84 yards to give them a huge game, which deflated the whole crowd and the momentum Slippery Rock had.
Yeah, that just takes us back to that missed tackling that happened.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so from this game, we can take 2 good things away and 2 bad things away. So, Steve, tell me what your good takeaway from this is.
The first is the obvious that Slippery Rock is still ranked in Division II football. They come into this week's matchup ranked number 17, which is pretty good to come back and still be ranked after the loss they had. And they're still in good position to make the NCAA playoffs since the first time in 2015.
Going off that, my good takeaway is that Slippery Rock has a pretty easy schedule the rest of the way to go along with their 17 ranking and to build on those NCAA tournament hopes. Their next 4 games are at Edinboro versus Clarion, at Seton Hill, and at Kutztown, if they don't make the PSAC championship. Clarion and Kutztown are combined 1-13, and Edinboro plays in the East, and they have only beaten really Mercyhurst, and they lost to Westchester and IUP. So none of these teams really scare me. I think Slippery Rock should beat them all pretty easily. And if they get all 4 of those wins, they'll finish the season at 10-1, and it would be hard to leave that out of the playoffs.
Yeah, I totally agree. Moving on to the 2 bad things, we'd go back to the defense. I'd dive into Marcus Martin. He has only had 3 sacks in the last 4 games, and all 3 of those came against Cal U a few weeks back, so he hasn't had a sack in 3 games. The defense gives up the 4th highest points at 31.6 and the 3rd most touchdowns at 30.
Yeah, Marcus is pretty concerning. He's never had a sack against IUP since his freshman year. What I was looking at the negative side from this game is basically the Slippery Rock's PSAC West hopes are over. Cal U's out of it. They've lost to both Slippery Rock and IUP this year. And now with the lost IUP, Slippery Rock loses that tiebreaker. So to get into the championship game, IUP would have to lose 2 of their next 3 games, and Slippery Rock would have to win out. IUP plays Clarion, Gannon, and Mercyhurst. Gannon and Mercyhurst are okay teams. I don't think they'll beat IUP, and I don't think Clarion would have a shot at IUP. So in all likelihood, IUP probably won't lose another game, and they'll end up in the championship, dashing Slippery Rock's hopes for a PSAC championship, but not for an NCAA tournament appearance. We'll move now on to soccer highlights from Friday. Millersville was in town taking on the men's soccer team. As a precursor to homecoming celebrations, WSRU-TV's own Haley Potter was on the scene.
I'm Haley Potter, and I'm reporting here at the men's soccer game where their opponent today is Millersville. There's something very special about this game where our head coach, Steve Small, used to be the head coach at Millersville. Steve Small has been the head coach here at SRU now for 2 years.
Thanks, Haley. Like she said, Rock coach Steve Small spent 9 seasons on the Millersville coaching staff. The Marauders came into this game at 8-3-1, and this is Small's first time taking on his old team at his new home. So, you know, he really wanted to get this win.
We're going to start right away with a quick goal by number 21, Luke Pitchy, his second goal of the season, and it ties the game at 1 early in the first half. SRU is going to stay on the attack here. This ball is going to be sent forward into the Millersville zone, but a Marauder will be able to clear it away. Gets past the Rock offenser, but picked up by Kyle Boyer, and the senior captain's going to make his way around one defender. He's going to try and center it here, but Millersville again clears this one out. The ball again here in the Millersville zone, and junior Anthony Worth is able to get a shot on net, but is deflected out of play.
Pitchy with the ball here. He's moving around a couple of defenders. He's going to pass it and find Worth again, who's going to take another shot that is going to be deflected up and out of play.
Pitchy with possession of the ball here, and he's going to dangle his way around and get the ball over to Tyler McCarthy, who sets up another shot to Worth, who misses the target just wide.
We're going to get a shot here by freshman Corey Olix. It's going to bang right off the crossbar, and at this point in the game, it's still 1-1 halfway through the first half.
Pitchy trying to make a shot on net, but deflects in front of the goal. Freshman Hector Butcher tries to tip it in, but just misses.
Here, what goes around comes around for Millersville as they also hit the crossbar on a shot attempt.
Then here, Ethan Wood scores a dead sprint goal for Millersville. Rock goalie Jonathan Sharp thought it was offsides, but the goal counts, and Millersville ends up winning the game 4-1.
It's a tough 4-1 loss for Slippery Rock. They've been on a skid as of late. After the game, head coach Steve Small said that his team started strong, but faded near the end of the first half. Here's what he had to say. Now we welcome Slippery Rock football wide receiver Millie Raye to the program. Millie, thanks for coming up. I know we're no sports center.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Yep. So the first thing I want to ask you is, a lot of people probably don't know this, but Millie's not actually your real name.
No, Cornelius.
So could you just, explain how you got the nickname Millie?
Actually, it came from Little League, playing football. Everyone on the team kind of got nicknames. There was one specific day where, everyone else was beat up and stuff, and I just kept pushing and stuff like that. And I was always a yes sir, no sir type kid, really respectful. Whatever I had to do, I would do it. So the name, actually, full name was Military Dude. I just had that military attitude type. And then, just growing up, getting older, everything gets shortened. So, just went from Military Dude to Military, and from Military to Millie. So that's how now it's just Millie Raye.
What was it like winning Homecoming King in the middle of a football game at halftime? What was that like?
It was amazing. Great opportunity. I was shocked. I really didn't, think about winning Homecoming King until, I was asked to join. Sadie McCoy asked me, a close friend of mine. I was like, okay, that's cool with me. I like whatever I try to do, I want to win. So, doing that, I was very excited, you know what I mean? Just a short excitement, because I had to focus on the game, but that moment was special, definitely. I definitely appreciate it.
Yeah. How would you describe how your season's gone so far? Obviously, you're doing very well, over 700 yards. You've been on SportsCenter 7 times, and now you've won Homecoming King. Just what has it been like this year?
Explosive, I say. It just happened, kind of. I've been putting in a lot of work, on the field and doing whatever I can to help the team. And, I'm glad that, I got the opportunity for one. You know what I mean? The support I got from my family, my mother and father traveled to all the games, and I had a big crowd there when I actually won Homecoming King and stuff like that. But it was a process, you know what I mean? Just putting in the work, the effort. My last year was my best year, so I guess all that built it up to this.
You have to play alongside wide receiver Marcus Johnson. What's your relationship like with him?
Well, we're from the same area around in Pittsburgh. We played against each other in Little League, so I will always hear his name. He'll always hear mine. I always competed, and then going into high school, rival schools, competed again. He was the best on his team. I was the best on my team. So I guess when you just combine the two, it's just just explosive. He's a great player. Compete with him every day. You know what I mean? I try to make myself better. He tries to make himself better. You know what I mean? I feel like, people get complacent when they do very well. And, me and him's not like that. We still want more. We're still hungry. We stay hungry. And I practice, we compete with each other, try to see who can get the most catches or most touchdowns. And, it translates to the game.
Keeping on about your teammates, you've had a different starting quarterback each one of your years here. You started with Zach Newsock and Jared Buck, and then Dante Nania, and then Don King III last year, and now Tanner.
Yeah.
What's it like having to adapt to a new quarterback each year?
Well, the brotherhood, which we call, the Slippery Rock football, makes it easy. I mean, it makes it easy to get a one-on-one with every player. It gives you a chance to really get a feel for the camaraderie and get a feel for who you're going to be on the field with. Along with that, we come up here in the summer for summer workouts that aren't mandatory, and as players we come up. So, that really builds chemistry right there. Even before the season, we're getting throws and we're working on, chemistry, timing and routes and stuff like that. So, there's enough time to do it with each quarterback. But, it's just a different experience, a lot of different guys throwing you the ball, just try to make it happen.
The last question we got for you here is you guys play Edinburgh this weekend. How badly do you guys want to beat them after what happened last year in the last second play of the game?
Very bad. I mean, there's teams who target us on their schedule. We really don't target anyone. We see it as the next game. But I can let you know that this game it's been a long time coming. We've been thinking about it ever since, the end of that game, and they end up getting a W. So we're really eager for this game. We're really hungry, and we'll definitely come out excited, ready to play, ready to blow them out.
And then I got one more question for you. Are we going to see you on the hardwood again this winter?
Not sure yet. I want to see if I can move along a little bit forward in professional football. But other than that, you know what I mean? The draft isn't until this end of the summer, so I may stay.
I'm sure Coach Reynolds would love to have you back.
Yes,
all right, thanks again, Millie, for coming on. We really appreciate you taking the time.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. You can watch this Rocket Sports Report again next week. Steve will be here. Justin will replace me. You can read all these stories and more on theonlinerocket.com. Until then, I'm Cody Nespor.
I'm Steve Cukovich.
And we'll see you next time.